Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. This is our first competition back since our little bit of disappointment the other week at regionals. So we are at Chard today. It's a Tuesday. It's unusual for us to come out sort of beginning of the week, but seeing as we've got area festivals here on the Thursday, I thought it'd be quite nice to come out and have a practice with our music. And we are actually doing two music tests today. So we're doing elementary and medium. So I got two different floor plans and two slight variations on the music. So hopefully I won't go wrong. Though last time we were here for 3 days, I think by the third day I'd nearly got the floor plan right. So perhaps there isn't much hope. I've tried to sort of really memorize it and get it in my head and the sort of cues of the music. But just see once the pressure's on whether I can actually remember exactly what I'm supposed to be doing and where. No excuse really when I sort of helped with this sort of floor plan. It's been designed obviously for us, but it'll be fun. I'm sure it will be. It's quite windy here this afternoon. Whether that will work in our favour or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's great to be back out. I was a little bit before we left, so I'm not sure about going out competing. Just sort of lost my drive a little bit, I suppose, with it. But now I'm actually here and sort of getting ready. I've started to get myself ready. I'm trying to sort of do things a little bit more relaxed. So he's having a massage. He's got his boots on, and then obviously I'll get ready and we'll tack him up. And then just sort of wander down. So no great expectations today, or even actually for the area festival on Thursday. Music's still a sort of work in progress for us, so I'm just aiming to get in there and try and keep him as relaxed as possible. We have had a bit of a sort of change around with his tack. Whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not quite sure. We've got a different saddle we're sort of trying because he's felt a bit restricted in his current one. So this will be the first sort of competition that we will ride with it. So that will be interesting to see how he goes or how he feels. I think it was difficult to tell perhaps from video, but I definitely felt that I was almost having to sort of ride every stride and felt I was nagging him a little bit, and he hates being nagged. So I'm hoping at home he feels much sort of freer and seems much happier, but we'll see how he goes here in a bigger arena. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, although don't really want to be buying a new saddle, but we'll see how it goes. So this is the first sort of big trial for it, and as long as my main priority is probably to stay in it. It hasn't got quite such big surface blocks like my other one had, but I think that's probably a good thing because I became too reliant on them, and I think that was restricting Bo. So yeah, should be fun. What could go wrong? At least it's not like a really big competition. We've sort of come out to have a bit of a play today, and then we can sort of reevaluate ready for Thursday. So I better go and start getting him ready, and we'll see you down at the warm-up. I'm sorry, sweetheart. No, wait. Tight squeeze, isn't it, babe?
Well, I tried to do a Met Office on this postcode, but it wouldn't have it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Perhaps I can't predict the weather out here.
Yeah.
just finished. Bo's already back on the box. They've also got show jumping going on here this afternoon, which Bo was quite interested in, particularly all the little ponies that were flying around. So once we got back up to the car park, we did sort of get him loaded up fairly quickly, bless him. He was a good boy to warm up. The flagpoles were flapping a little bit. That got in my head. So we did have a few moments where there was some tension creeping in, and that was nothing more than Ryder getting a little bit too nervous. And then in our actual music, both tests were quite close together. So I think I ended up with about sort of a 20-minute gap between the two. And our CDs played up a little bit. So I haven't got my proper CDs yet. So they did sort of skip a bit in the music. But I was really pleased. I think I got my floor plan right in the elementary. I know I didn't get it right in the medium. I realised straight away when I was doing one of my half pass that I'd gone past the centre line and gone to the 3/4 line, where I should have gone to the centre line and then track right. I ended up having to track left. So I did my shoulder ins both on the left rein. And I realised my error as I came down into walk. And I sort of quickly was thinking, oh, how can I sort of rectify this? So I thought, well, I'll try and put them in at the end, even if I ended up doing it on the final centre line. So I went back up into canter, did my canter sort of work, missed my second medium canter, which then meant I was still cantering around thinking, uh-oh. So I decided, right, I'll do 2 more simple changes on the serpentine. So I did that, and then ended up on the left rein with not enough trot music to actually get onto the centre line and do any form of shoulder in. So I missed my shoulder in. So yeah, this sort of freestyle and sort of making up your own floor plans, I'm not finding very easy. I think I need to write it down and actually study it. I might try doing that, or at least do some diagrams, because I just can't sort of get it to sort of stick in my head otherwise. I think if I could sort of picture the sort of movements a bit easier. But this was a practice. So I'm all ready now for the area festivals on Thursday, and I'm feeling much more positive. He was such a good boy. It was quite windy down there, and they have got flagpoles here, which he's not always that fond of. And to be fair, he really didn't pay them much attention today. So I think I've got to be very careful that I don't influence him. He's getting quite sort of confident now, whereas I'm sort of still a little bit apprehensive and a bit worried about what might set him off or upset him. So yeah, definitely need to try and control my nerves. Really got to work on that. But I think the more we do and the more sort of positive experiences we have, that I'm hoping that will affect both of us. So yeah, he's a little star, bless him. He felt really good. So we've got Area Festival Thursday, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Got to try and just sort of try and enjoy it, try and remember where I'm going, hopefully get my music. I might put it on a USB. I think that might be better, so it doesn't sort of skip at all, because I think that was taking my concentration a little bit as well. It kept sort of going quite quiet. I was like, oh, it's going to come back on again, and it did. But I don't know if it was when it sort of got stuck, whether it was we just couldn't hear it, or whether the music was actually pausing. And then, of course, that was affecting where I was a little bit for the individual movements and what music was fitting. But overall, I was really pleased. So we're just going to go down and check our results. We haven't seen them yet. It'd be nice to get some qualifying scores for winter, but I don't hold out much hope. There's still a few things we've got to work on. Most notably is our leg yield to the right. Somebody wasn't really listening to my left leg, or it didn't feel like it, but I need to have a look at the video and see actually was I causing a problem and not asking him correctly, which is often the case. But he was much better to the right. So there's a few little sticky moments, but I think that was a little bit, I was a bit flustered, I think, in the warm-up and before we went in, and once we were in, I've just got to relax, because I used to really enjoy riding to music, but then we had a few sort of hiccups, and now I'm a little bit like, oh, I want to do it, I really do, and I want to improve, but I think my own sort of anxiety is what's holding us back at the moment, and not him. It's very easy to sort of say, oh, he's the one that gets upset. Well, he doesn't like loud noises too much, but he's definitely growing up and getting better, whereas I think the rider might be getting worse. There we go. So we've also put a late entry in to go to the Midway Championships, which is really exciting because I like going there. We've done every year with Bo since 21, sort of gradually sort of moving up through the levels. We're going to go at medium this time, and we're also going to have a go at the medium music there. Now, Hartbury was one of the places where we did have a little bit of a hiccup, and it was at the Midways. So it will be interesting to see how he goes, but hopefully if we have a good experience here again on Thursday, then it's only like a week later, and hopefully we should be able to go and ride in the Hartbury Indoor, which is always quite exciting. We were hoping to go to the Midways originally, but because of Top Cat, they didn't think they'd have enough stables for companions, but they do now. So we're in and we're going. So yeah, lots coming up. Poor Bo, he's gonna definitely be in need of a holiday shortly. You'll probably have one after the Midways. He's such a good boy. So let's go and get these results, and I'll let you know how we get on. You can have a boy, Bosie. Yeah. Yeah, you're a clever boy too, Top Cat. It's a bit windswept. We've just been down and picked up our results. It's still quite windy out there. There's loads of people here for the show jumping. It's definitely more popular than dressage. So we've got our sheets, and I'm really surprised by the results. So the elementary, we had 69.04, which I think is probably our highest percentage that we've achieved at music. I don't know. I think it is actually. It is, isn't it right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
so it's our highest percentage. That's a personal best. And we were second overall. So really chuffed to bits with that. He felt really nice. I haven't looked at the video yet. There's a few things we need to sort of tidy up. Like I say, our leg yield to the right felt a bit sticky. But sometimes I think things can feel worse than perhaps they actually look. But yeah, chuffed to bits with that. And that's a qualifying percentage for winter regionals, which we are going to do. We are going to go winter regionals at elementary and probably medium too, and try and do the music, but we've got to qualify for these things first. So this is a great start to our campaign. And then the medium, which I thought I was going to be really struggling to get a decent percentage at. We had 68.67, so chuffed to bits with that. And that's also a qualifying percentage for winter regionals. So I'm really quite tempted to have a go at medium at the regionals, which might surprise some people considering the disappointment I had at our summer regionals. The winter regionals are held here, and it's a lovely venue. They got fantastic stables. It's not too bad a drive for us to get to. It's no worse than some of our other local ones. Everywhere's a little bit of a trek for us, and I do find obviously with the 7.5 ton on the runs into some of these venues is a little bit tight, but on the whole it's just a fantastic place to come to. And they have a bar in the clubhouse, so my husband's always quite keen to come here for any sort of stayaways because he can go to the bar. So, which is great. It means that he's willing to come to these things with me because he's a great support and he does all the videoing of when I'm competing. A bit of an unsung hero. So yeah, so that's what we're planning at the moment. These things might change, but I'm feeling so much more positive after that result, which seems a little bit sort of silly in some ways, that we can be, or I feel that I can be so affected by results, which I've got to just sort of keep a little bit of a control over, because it's not probably that healthy. But I am competitive, and it is nice when we do well, which we've done today. So a little bit of sort of tidying up I need to do, and I need to really sort of get my medium floor plan in my head so that I know exactly where I'm going. And I need to sort of sort the CD out as well, where it was just skipping a bit. I'm tempted to put it onto a USB because they will use that here. Hopefully that will make sure we don't have any issues on Thursday, which I'm really looking forward to now. So that's it for this week, and obviously next week will be our area festival vlog. So fingers crossed it will go well, but either way, that'll be next week's video. I will see you then. Bye. Time to go home, boys. Yeah, time to go home.